Democracy Drivers Network of States. It is my honor to welcome you to this town hall meeting on governance, peace, and security in our beloved states. On behalf of our Democracy Drivers Network, I extend our deepest gratitude to each and every one of us here for taking your time to join us today. Your presence here demonstrates your commitment to the well-being and prosperity of the state and Nigeria at all. We are grateful for your engagement. As we gather today, we recognize the immense challenges that have confronted our states, from security threats to governance concerns. However, we also acknowledge the resilience and the strength of our people who have continued to strive for a better future of our state. This meeting is a testament to our network's dedication to promoting participatory governance, peace, and security in the state. We believe that by coming together, sharing ideas, and collaborating on solutions, we can create a more just, peaceful, and prosperous society for all. In the next few minutes, we will engage in an open and honest dialogue, share our experiences, and explore innovative approaches to address the complex issues facing our dear states. I believe we have assembled a diverse group of stakeholders, including community leaders, security agencies, government officials, security experts, and civil society organizations to ensure a comprehensive and inclusive discussion today. Finally, I urge each and every one of us here to actively participate, share our insights, and contribute to discussions. Your voice matters, and your input will help shape the future of our dear states. Once again, thank you all. Thank you for participating. Thank you. And thank you. Dr. Mansur from the Federal University of Missouri for the keynote address. You are welcome, sir.
Community, stakeholders. Most of the times when we talk about security, ordinarily our minds goes to the point that it was only the security agencies that owe every duty or concerns to secure your property. Well, I want to draw your attention that security, as far as it's concerned, is our general effort. The person is left behind. Well, I want us to understand, right from this point, that the enormous responsibility of security is very high, that it could be left for a particular agency to take care of alone. Community policing, as named addresses, community policing is such that it is a principle of collective responsibility of fighting crimes and criminality and making the environment safe for peace and progress. It involves partnership building, and engagement. That is in the sense that the security agents owe the duty to hold every principles of securing your environment. And you, as an individual, owe a lot of duties of responsibility. First, giving him information of what is happening in your environment. For example, someone cannot be maybe outside or at maybe his duty point and know what is happening in the village. You have to, it's very important that you give him some certain information that will enable him to know that something is happening here, which you owe the duty to give him such information. Then community policing, that is the effort of the police and the community, is such that it's problem solving also. That is an avenue where the security agencies and the community or individual sit down to schedule or decide or take decision or discuss issues that pertain to the environment. And such decision is such that it has to be tailored towards the benefit of the community. A lot of decisions can go contrary to the community, which would not be of a progress to the community in general. Then proactive measures. The police or the security agents owe the responsibility of taking proactive measures in dealing with particular or whatsoever crime it may be before it. However, Zamfara Police State Command has been developing collaborative effort with the community stakeholders in fighting banditry, kidnapping, and other forms of criminalities. Among the efforts, those are the name in place. That is collaborative effort in which safer environment could be ensured before the public. Among the measures that police and other security agencies has put in place is Police Community Relation Committee, which is a body within the community, which by virtue of their position owe the responsibility of meetings, sitting down and discussions with the security agencies, some certain facts, that is some certain crimes that are likely to come up, at which that is such discussion will be tailored towards what is the cause of that crime and how will it be taken care of. Among the strategies that the security agencies and the government has put in place also is the formation of a community protection guard, which all the local government in Zamfara State has a representative. That is in helping and assisting the police in sending information or presenting information before him to know so thing is happening and then strategize the effort that will be commensurate to such crime. Among the efforts that the police has put in place and the government is the use of local vigilante. Very, very important, because the effort of local vigilante are very, very important. That is, a lot of times they are the set of people that are at reach immediately some certain crimes are being committed, and by such they are easily contacted, which will lead to effort, that is, which will lead to avenues of taking care of getting more information that will take care of such crimes. Intelligent gathering. Amongst efforts of the police in Zamfara State is that intelligent gathering and information are being gathered, which are being analyzed, processed, and transformed into meaningful efforts that will take care of such a crime. Among the efforts that is being put in place by the police, that is Zamfara State Command, Zamfara State Police Command, is that if you observe, you see a lot of patrol going on, both the day and the night, most especially during the night. Not less than 42 vehicles were put on check on patrol during the night, which is creating more safer environment for the populace. Amongst the efforts, with the collaboration of the community, is that periodic meetings are being held with traditional and religious leaders with the aim and purpose of focus on avenues of the emergence of crime and how it could be taken care of. Our traditional rulers and religious leaders really, they are of good assistance to the police in that direction. Among the efforts that are being put in place also is that the trade union are timely being invited to meetings as it relates to their areas of as it relates to their area, like the National Union of Road Transport Workers. They owe a lot of responsibility in a lot of crime that happens on the road. Even when they take or lift some passengers that are not of a questionable character, easily the National Union of Road Transport brings it to the knowledge of the policemen and they are easily checked. Among the efforts put in place by the police in Zamfara is that there are information boxes at the garage, if you observe. And emergency numbers are being sent to the public to call on the such emergency numbers wherever he observes that or anyone observes that crimes have been committed for proactive actions. Though it will be very exhaustive, this type of topic. And equally to fight these crimes and criminality, it's very important that the cause have been known. When one cares to know what is the source or the cause of such things, yes, it's another avenue in taking care of such crime. Like, as every person will say, bad governance, yes, it's part of it. It cannot be ruled out. Like, socio-economic factors, poverty, poor social amenities, yes, they contribute a lot. These are part of the things that pushes a lot of our youth into such criminalities. Poor education and literacy are among the causes of this banditry and kidnapping activities. The misuse of political offices and corruption are among the causes of this heinous crime. The proliferation of arms and ammunition are among the causes that makes some of our youth goes into banditry and kidnapping activities. And the activities of also saboteurs. That is, in the sense that some unscrupulous elements use the avenue of the youths to perpetrate a lot of criminality. It will be very important also to discuss some of the challenges that are faced by the security agencies, that is the police. If I say police, I refer also to other security agencies also. That is, if I say challenges between the security agencies and the community. Amongst them are risk assessment. In the sense that when an individual or a community observes that he is going to give an information to the security agency, there is fear of him giving such information to the security agency for the fear of letting the cat out of the bag, which is to be taken care. The essence of this presentation is that how do we take care of such things? Yes, when you have a risk information to be let out, the avenues of keeping yourself safe is this: that you do not tell any person before giving such risk information. And whenever you want to go give such risk information, it should not be just any security agent. You need to get to strategic managers where you can let that information, and except if you go to tell your friend that you were the one that gives you social information, else whatever you give, you remain safe, you are sure. Another challenge is trust deficit. That both the security agencies and even the community also, there is very poor level of trust among themselves. In the sense that the community or individual that is supposed to have 100% trust on the security has very low trust. The same thing applies to the security agencies, that this community, maybe, or this individual, they just want to set me up. That false trust is a very serious challenge. And the perception of biasness and discrimination is very normal. And some of the times, maybe if a person from Zamfara gets maybe from the town, gets to, or let's say from a villager came to the town, it can be looked at as being coming from a villager, and any type of ill treatment can be meted on him, which is a very serious challenge. Socio-economic factors. In this sense, it could be that is the act of the level of poverty. The act of level of poverty is so serious that some certain actions are even unable to be taken care of, to be acted upon. The influence of the media. You can see that the public are always tailored on the direction that media present it, even if it were wrong. So they have a lot of influence as far as it is a challenge. Political influence. It's a known fact that the political arena in Nigeria, not only in Zamfara alone, whatever the directions is being wished to follow is the order of the day, which is a very serious challenge, even if it were contrary to the public. at this juncture, I wish to tell my audience that the collaboration of police and the community are supposed to be cemented in such a form or in such a way that there will be free flow of information from the individual community, start with the stakeholders, to the security agencies, through proper means. If I say through proper means, you cannot see a policeman just ordinary constable on the road and then, look at that man, it's a robber. It will suggest that just maybe before you get home, the information can easily get linked to him because it's a risk information. And the series, I drop this example, and the series of them that will put your life at risk is supposed to be avoided. Thank you so much.
When before I came up, I was hoping that the Director Admin of the Ministry of Internal Security and Home Affairs is present for our message to be taken. Sir, we need this message to go to the Ministry of Security and Internal Affairs that youth needs to be engaged at community level, sir. Youth needs to be engaged for one form of training or to the other on peace and security. We believe with training and retraining, these menace of crime and criminalities can reduce to a minimal level. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
I am representing the Peace Corps of Nigeria in this country. All thanks due to Almighty Allah for making it possible for us to interact in today's town hall meeting. Actually, I want to align myself with most of the submissions made from the first speaker to the second speaker up to the last speaker. I want to make it more bold that issue of governance, why it is seriously failing these days, is because most of us in governance lack selflessness. You see in most cases, people are being into leadership position just for their own personal aggrandizement, not to focus on what the populace, the public, are more interested and are more, who benefits the public more. So I want to call on everybody, all of us in leadership, that we should be selfless. Selflessness is what makes a leader to succeed. Because whatever you want to lead, if there is no sense of selflessness, then everything will be failure. Then I also want to make it more clear that the issue of collaboration is highly necessary in our present day challenges. When you look at it from every angle, you see that one set of people cannot succeed without the others. Like the conventional security we have in the state, I believe and they also know that they can actually not succeed without taking recognitions of the communities and the relevant stakeholders that are there in the community that can make them to succeed in whatever they want to do. I want to recall some times back during the last administration, we had a commissioner of police in the state in person of Abu Tuyaru. I don't know if he is still in active service. He retired. When he came in, he brought that initiative that I know I have the non-conventional security outfits and he knows what they can do. So he summoned all of them. I want to remember that then we had about 8 organizations. We had the vigilantes, we had the Manpower, the Peace Corps was there, Scout Association, the Citizen for Peace, and about 2-3 other organizations. He summoned all of them. We assembled at the Central Police Station, and passionately he empowered these teeming youths and give them all it takes to participate and make a better collaboration to the police force in the state, and in extension even to the DSS and other relevant agencies. Those days, those that have experience in this Hilinjigi here, they know that for you to cross that Hilinjigi, once it is let out, it's no longer possible. They will use knife to either, stab you and collect just for your fun. They will take your life. So during that operation, I know what the non-conventional outfits, the role they played. All those relevant issues were tackled, and the police were the one taking the glory. You know, these non-governmental outfits are just there on voluntary assignments, on voluntary basis, and they were used to succeed. A lot of security menace within the Gusau Metropolis had been addressed. So I want us to please have a recap of those successes. Yes. I was opportune to meet the Commissioner of Police last 2-3 weeks, and I start to narrate to him some of those successes. But we will have another avenue that will make more engagement, so that these teaming youths that are there, just like the Commissioner of Scouts said, and some other speakers, the chairman NYC has just said something about that. So our youth need to be fully engaged, and this collaboration need to be taken to the latter, so that most of these criminals, can be fished out. Last week, I was with the OC, the Hilinjigi House Station here. We were drawing some strategies on how to engage the available youth within that Hilinjigi area, to see how we are going to, complement what the police there are doing. If you look at it, our men of the police are fully engaged. They are fully occupied, and majorly by the politicians. If you go to the most of the police formation, you see that the number of our conventional policemen is very, very, meager, considering the large crowd or population that they are supposed to cover. So this issue of collaboration, we have to take it very seriously. The community doesn't need to allow this glory to go. We have that arm of the community policing. We have the police public relations committee, which some 10 years back I was a member, since from Sokoto, and I know in Gusau here it started to function. But in a later time, I don't used to hear about that again. So the community doesn't just allow the police to be suffering. We need to come closer to the police. We need to come closer not only to the police, but all the relevant agencies. Help them in intelligence management, so that they will be able to know where the problems are and how to go about them. Most of the perpetrators, as they have just said, are within us. All these security challenges, they have started from the grassroots. And as a resident of a community, I know who and who are involved in one crime or the other. But because this one is mine, this one belongs to me, this one I have a relation, those our personal influences make us not to give adequate and relevant information to the police and other relevant agencies. And as such, these problems keep, prolonging and expanding to the level now. It's only God that knows how we are going to tackle them effectively. So I want to thank the organizers of this forum. Let's try and do more in engaging the youth, just like the National Youth Council Chairman said. we need to engage these youth. Most of these crimes are being perpetrated by youth. Even yesterday, I know we had some challenges. Last week, I even tried to put a call across the Deputy Commissioner of Police, but it was late hour. I couldn't, speak to him. But thank God, I was with the DPO and other stakeholders, and we are looking at it. And if you look at other challenges that are confronting our security agencies, the community need to wake up. I was one time in Tudunwada police station, which is our highest police formation in the Tudunwada part of Gusau. Where it is raining, you see that even the counter is no longer accommodating. Rain is falling into almost all the offices. What is the community doing to address most of these challenges? Do you just allow the police to be suffering and at the end of the day you will not be able to deliver? No, we have to come together, go into dialogues, engage the youth, look at better stakeholders to collaborate with, and let the government know that most of these facilities that the police use, from the buildings, the vehicles, need to be reviewed. If you look at our patrol vehicles now, they are nothing to write home about. And these are the quick response that the police use to respond to most of these menaces. And they are not there. I remember when this outstation was established sometime last year, we were given a vehicle. And recently, the vehicle was nowhere to be found because the outstation there cannot maintain it. Even though we are now trying to see how are they going to get another vehicle, even from the government or from any well-to-do individual that can, assist in that direction. But actually, this issue of collaboration, we need to stand up and do more on it, so that our youth, the elders, the government, and everybody that is relevant should be carried along, and let's see how God is going to intervene, so that at the end of the day, all together we'll be able to fight this crime and criminality in our society and country at large. Thank you very much.
Should be organizing a monthly coordination meeting to ensure effective coordination of all the security services in the state. I'm sure it is the mandate of this ministry, but when you are coming for monthly coordination meeting, a lot of collaboration and partnership will come on, will continue to identify a lot of gaps and will continue to bridge all the identified gaps. Thank you very much.
The issue of security is not for the police alone, because a very practical example. If you are residents here, the security of your vehicle, you owe a lot of responsibility on every avenue that you can put your vehicle on the lock, that any security, any criminal cannot just come, put on his this thing and pick it away. As the police were outside the street on target of any criminal, it will be very difficult for him to expect him to come maybe closer to you and say that he's going to be spotted there for security. This will suggest the enormous responsibility or task that are on the police, which ordinarily there's certain things that you as a person or as an individual, community-wise and otherwise, has the responsibility to take care of. Thank you all for this, for inviting us for this occasion. Thank you very much for the
protocol. All has actually been said, and I want to thank all the contributors, most especially Dr. Mansour, Prof, and Assistant Commissioner of Police here present, and all other people that contributed. I think we have made a headway. my concern is, I don't want to take you to theoretical aspect of security. I want to take you part of practical aspects. Because let me tell you one thing, the theory is one thing, and practical is another thing, when you come to security. So, when I came to Zamfara State, I'm barely like 3 months now. The major problem we are facing is the incessant kidnapping within Gusau Metropolitan. The bandits are bringing the challenge down to Gusau Metropolitan. We saw how they will be coming into Gusau, taking people, and the problem became very, very paramount. So we look at it and we sectorize Gusau Metropolitan into 9 sectors. And when we now sectorize it, we now decided to do what everybody is talking about here, cooperation and collaboration. Because we know how important of that cooperation and collaboration is. Nigerian police, civil defense, DSS, immigration, the Askarawas, and at the same time, the NDLA. We all came together, we sat down, and we sectorized Gusau into 9 sectors. And to tell you, since we started this operation till today, I challenge each of every one of you here, if you hear any kidnapping within Gusau Metropolitan. For the past 2 months now, we blocked everywhere they could not be able to come and access. And we continue, and we are still on it. So we know the issue of cooperation and collaboration, the way everybody is talking about. And my brother that's made mention of the same thing, they are phase 8 providers. I think when we talk about health, there is nobody that is going to look down on it. And that's why I called him. Personally, I discussed with him and I told him we are going to see more. Because I believe in phase 8 treatment. I believe in phase 8 treatment. And the youth, we are fully aware that you must be engaged. You must be engaged. But sometimes the youth usually used to disappoint us too. Because we have seen the governor of Kogi State is a youth, isn't it? Yes. We have seen some governors, I can mention names. But to be frank, contribution of the youth, engagement of the youth can solve almost half of the problem. Almost half of the problem. Because when you talk about intelligence, we believe that the mechanical accuracy of every operation is better and comprehensive intelligence. And it is through this youth you can be able to get it done. Just like my brother said, during end bad governance, if not because the Commissioner of Police deemed it fit to be able to collaborate with them, what we would have actually find ourselves into during that period, it would have been better than what we saw. But we thank God that collaboration and cooperation really assisted immensely, because you can see in Zamfara when the protest took place, we record almost less challenges. It's nothing but it's cooperation and the collaboration that he's talking about. And honestly speaking, I want to thank each of every one of you here for your contribution. Then, Prof, I agree with you 100% that when you come to, let me say, sorry, I made some jottings, consequences of this insecurity, underdevelopment, poverty, insurgency, and whatever, then you now talk about the solutions. I agree with you 100% that emphasizing technical education is very, very paramount. Very, very paramount. and restoring civic in our primary schools, also civic education in our primary schools, so that we can be able to, from the scratch, they can be able to understand about security. You understand, is very, very important as well. Then implementing community policing, you have mentioned that. Community policing is also another way of sorting out issue of insecurity. And I think the Peace Corps has actually made this more elaborative on this, and that's why I cannot be able to establish much of it. The establishing the rule of law is equally very important. The rule of law, because if there is no law governing whatever offense committed, to be frank, the society will be astray. I hope we get what I'm saying. Then promoting nationalism is equally very important to our students, because if we show them what the country is all about, how important is the country, I think we can be able to get there. But the last but not the least, the contributor that said the security aspect, is it the security you call it, or the Commissioner for Security, right? The coordination. That is exactly what we are discussing before he left, the Director of Security, that he would like us to meet so that we can be able to brainstorm and see how we can be able to come up with solutions pertaining this. But I assure you, for bandits to come into Gusau now, it's very, very difficult for them to come in. That I can give you for free. It will be difficult for them to come and put anybody within. And if they like, let them use whatever informants they have. You can only give them information, but there is no room for them to be able to enter into the so thank you very much, and that's the little contribution I can contribute.
Your name?
My name is Jibril Abubakar Sadiq. I am the state team lead of Democracy Drivers Network of Zamfara State.
Why are we here today?
Yes, we are here today to discuss about the way forward on the incessant insecurity challenges we are facing in our dear state, Zamfara State. You see, the situation of insecurity is escalating, it's improving, not even decreasing. It's not coming down, it's going up. So we believe with our various stakeholders, civil society working on a different project in the state, most of them have different experience and different approaches, which they think if shared together, joined together, maybe it will be a solution for that insecurity that is bedeviling the state. This insecurity has crippled the economy. It has crippled the education system in Zamfara State. You see, in rural areas, some schools are not accessible. In fact, they are not even active. There are schools there, but no teachers and no students. Some markets in the rural areas are not even accessible, which the urban people depend solely on them. So that's why we believe by coming here and sharing ideas approaches, maybe it will be a way out for this insecurity we are facing.
Several town hall meetings have been conducted and aiming to have a proper solution on this issue of insecurity. And do you think government, having been represented by the Ministry of Security and Home Affairs, will give your listening ears to apply the decision coming out from this town hall meeting?
Yes, we believe they can listen to what we are going to offer, what we are going to share with them, because you see, we have different civil society organizations who are working on a different project in a different areas in the state. So most of them have different experience, different approaches which can be used to solve this kind of insecurity. So we believe if we share that approaches with them, and if putting in place, I believe it will be a solution to this insecurity in the first state.
Me manufar makasuda makadomu wannan
makasudin haɗuwarmu a yau shine don mu tattauna hanyoyi da za mu kawo ƙarshen wannan matsala ta tsaro da muke fama da ita a cikin jihar mu ta Zamfara. Wannan tsaro ya taƙaita harkar arzikin jihar Zamfara, ya taƙaita harkar neman ilimi a jihar Zamfara. Neman ilimi ya kai ga ƙauyukanmu na jihar Zamfara, wasu wuraren ma makarantun nan ma ba su aiki. Akwai makarantun nan amma ba malaman akwai su, ba za su iya zuwa wannan ƙauyukan su karanta ba. Ɗaliban ma ba za su iya hituwa su koyi karatu ba saboda matsalar insecurity. Kowa yana cikin wannan tashin hankali. So shi ma kai ne tattalin arziki na jihar ya samu na kasu sanadiyar wannan a matsalar tsaro. Kasuwannin mu na ƙauye 'yan kasuwa ba su iya zuwa su ci kasuwannin wannan ƙauyuka wanda su ne mutanen birni sun ka dogara gare su don can ce marayar mutanen birni. So wannan abu yana ɗaya daga cikin abin da ke cima jihar Zamfara tuwo a ƙwarya. Shi yasa muka ganin cewa kasancewa akwai ƙungiyoyi daban-daban da ke aiki kan manufofi daban-daban a wurare daban-daban cikin jihar Zamfara, kuma kasancewa ayyukan da suke yi a cikin jihar Zamfara suna da gwargwado gogewa da wayewa kan abubuwan da sun gani, in sun an ka haɗu an ka tattauna, ko wannan ya kawo tashi wannan ya kawo nashi shawara da kudura, in an ka haɗu in Allah ya yarda, in su mahukunta wanda adda alhakin su ɗabbaka abun sun saurara sun ka aiwatar, insha Allah muna hangen insha Allah za a samu sassaucin wannan matsalar tsaro da muke fama da ita a jihar Zamfara.
Bismillah.